Good morning, I'm Janae Tibshirani with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. Here's my wrap of what's happened around the world overnight. Hurricane Harvey could impact the timing of the need to raise the US's debt ceiling. The US's Treasury Secretary says September 29 remains the date by which Congress should raise the borrowing limit, but adds that Treasury spending will be affected by an aid package for the flood-affected areas. He says there could be an impact by a couple of days. The US government has a statutory limit on how much money it can borrow to cover the budget deficit that results from Washington spending more than it collects in taxes. New data shows incomes in the US rose faster than expected in July. However, this didn't see Americans spend more than expected. Incomes rose 0.4% in July, the quickest monthly increase since February. Meanwhile, personal spending climbed 0.3%, a rise from the previous month, but below expectations. The Core Personal Consumption Expenditures Price Index, a measure that excludes volatile food and energy prices, rose 0.1% in July and was up 1.4% from the prior year. While in line with expectations, this undershoots the Federal Reserve's 2% inflation target. Turning to Europe, new data for July shows its unemployment rate remained at 9.1%, the lowest it's been since 2009. As for Germany, its unemployment rate is the lowest it's been since the fall of the Berlin Wall at 5.7% in August. Looking at inflation, the European Union estimates Europe's annual inflation will rise to 1.5% in August from 1.3% in July. Higher energy costs are expected to be the driver behind this. In New York, the US Treasury 10-year yield has dropped to 2.13% overnight. The price of crude oil has increased to $47 a barrel, while the Brent benchmark is up to $42. The price of gold has risen to $1,316 an ounce. The Kiwi dollar is continuing to track down against the US to 71.8 US cents. It's dropped to 90.3 Australian cents and 60.3 Euro cents. The TWI index is now at 74.0. I'm Janae Tibshirani, and that was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.